Paul Douglas Fleischer was an American actor. Early years. Douglas was born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the son of Margaret and William Paul Fleischer. He attended Yale University and participated in dramatics as a student there. Career. Douglas worked originally as an announcer for CBS radio station WCAU in Philadelphia, relocating to network headquarters in New York in 1934. Douglas co-hosted CBS's popular swing music program, the Saturday Night Swing Club, from 1936 to 1939. He also appeared on the CBS network broadcast of the 1937 World Series between the New York Giants and New York Yankees alongside Laux and Bill Dyer. He also served as host and commercial pitchman for Chesterfield Cigarettes on swing band leader Glenn Miller's 1940–42 CBS radio series. He made his Broadway debut in 1936 as the radio announcer in Dodie Hobart and Tom McKnight's Double Dummy at the John Golden Theatre. In 1946 he won both a Theatre World Award and a Clarence Derwent Award for his portrayal of Harry Brock in Garson Kanon's Born Yesterday. Douglas began appearing in films in 1949. He may be best remembered for two baseball comedy movies, It Happens Every Spring and Angels in the Outfield. He also played Richard Widmark's police partner in the 1950 thriller Panic in the Streets, frustrated newlywed Porter Hollingsway in A Letter to Three Wives, SGT. Kowalski in The Big Lift, a conman turned monk in When in Rome, businessman Calvin B. Marshall in The Maggie and businessman Josiah Walter Dudley in Executive Suite. Douglas was host of the 22nd Annual Academy Awards in March 1950. Continuing in radio, he was the announcer for The Ed Wynn Show, and the first host of NBC Radio's The Horn and Hardart Children's Hour. In April 1959 Douglas appeared on the Lucille Ball-Daisy Arnaz Show as Lucy Ricardo's television morning show co-host in the episode, Lucy Wants a Career. In 1955 he appeared in the play, The Caine Mutiny, but his union placed him on probation for allegedly saying, "The South stinks. It's a land of sowbelly and segregation," which offended Southern audiences. Douglas claimed that he was misquoted. Douglas starred in Clash by Night in 1952 with Barbara Stanwyck. Douglas was originally cast in the 1960 episode of The Twilight Zone called, The Mighty Casey, a role written for him by Rod Serling based on his character in Angels in the Outfield. Douglas died the day after production of the episode had been completed. He had been in his last stages of illness during filming, and his severe physical state was apparent on film. The episode, which was a comedy, was deemed unairable. It was, however, resurrected some months later, and Douglas's scenes were re-shot with Jack Warden. Personal life. Douglas was married 5 times, to Elizabeth Farnham, Susie Wells, and Jerry Higgins, and to actresses Virginia Field and Jan Sterling. Douglas and Field had a daughter, Margaret. The couple divorced in 1946. He married Sterling on May 12, 1950. They had a son, Adams, born October 20, 1955. Death. Douglas died of a heart attack at his home in Hollywood, California, on September 11, 1959, at the age of 52. Ironically, Douglas had appeared in adverts for Chesterfield Cigarettes, and tobacco smoking is well recognized to be a common association with coronary artery disease. He died a day after he finished filming scenes for the Twilight Zone episode, The Mighty Casey. As with Angels in the Outfield, he played a manager frustrated by a losing team. Most of his scenes were re-shot with Jack Warden as the manager. Douglas appeared in the episode's final shot, in the distance with his back to the camera. Film director Billy Wilder and his longtime co-writer I.A.L. Diamond had just offered him the role of Jeff Sheldrake in the 1960 movie The Apartment that went to Fred McMurray instead. Wilder later said, "I saw him and his wife, Jan Sterling, at a restaurant, and I realized he was perfect, and I asked him right there in the parking lot. About 2 days before we were to start, he had a heart attack and died. Iz and I were shattered.